Maria.
The Pinta. The Santa Maria. Dennis Rodman. Oh, that's a good answer. I like to listen to watch old cartoons while I do this. I'm watching Recess. Oh crap! I don't think his hat's gonna fit with the life jacket, is it? Oh, we have ran into a problem here, folks. I didn't calculate this. His hat doesn't fit with the life jacket. Interesting. How am I gonna work around this? Yeah, I might have to put a... I think that's going to look dumb, but let's see. Yeah, that's dumb. Oh, we're going to have to figure it out. That is a problem. The do-rag's not going to fit with the life jacket. I didn't think about that. Well, if I turn it to the side, it'll work. And I think we're just going to have to deal with that. That'll be acceptable. I think we'll work with it. Whoa, there's a lot of people in here all of a sudden. Who gracious. Hey, Carman. Hi, Luke. Brooklyn. Carman. Yo. You have a PS3 still? Man, why would I get rid of it? Hope everybody's having a good day. I'm up to my hobby. What do you guys do for hobbies? It's cold outside. It's not cold enough for ice skating yet, but definitely want to get some skates and go ice skating soon. Anybody ice skate? What's up? Gosh knows it's cold. Most of the people I know that I'm speaking with in my chat are in cold places. You draw? Very nice. You draw anything particularly? You play the old PlayStation? Yo, I've been playing Evil Within 2 on my live streams. I'm with you on that. I think I'm going to start playing old PS2 games on live stream too. Anything particular for old games, Luke? Only Dolphin? That's a dope name. And so you say anything else? Them? Best hobby is watching Lego shows? Oh, come on. You stop flattering me, Carman. I hope you mean Starbrick Studios when you say Lego shows. Gosh knows I keep shouting them out like crazy. That was my favorite Ratchet and Clank, Luke. That was my favorite Ratchet and Clank. I have all of them in my closet. I have all of them in a display for video games. Deadlock's my favorite. I didn't put as much time into it as Up Your Arsenal, but I was playing Up Your Arsenal online when it came out. Deadlock's by sure my favorite though. That's the best one. It feels like I got my tail shoved right up my... Just a flex that I've actually played that game. Alright, so I decided to go live when I'm doing the most sketchy thing possible, just for the sake of everybody. Just to recap where we left off, I finished my last scene, so I'm going to be doing a scene change. The camera is currently live feed right now, as you can see on the TV. Here's my fingers. Yep. I'm going to be spinning this whole set so that these lights are on this side instead of that side. And, well, the last time I did this, the set broke in half, so you might just watch me drop a bunch of Legos on the floor live stream. If Ratchet was a cookie, what kind of cookie would he be? I think he'd be a snickerdoodle. Oh, yeah, that's the commentators. I forget what their names are right off the top of my head, but the male and the female. I think the female's a robot, right? Yeah, I got you. And then the weird, you know what I mean. I don't want to say what his head looks like, but you get the idea of what I think his head looks like just by saying that. Freaking, I know it's not from Deadlock, but Courtney Gears. Courtney Gears is, I used to draw posters of her, Courtney Gears. Her and Thorn Dusk and Luna from Scooby-Doo. Back to the subject of drawing. That's the female robot. I can't say that properly, but I read it. I don't try to say words I know I'm going to mess up. Juanita, that's it. Yep. It clicked. Juanita. Because I heard his voice in my head when he goes, Juanita. As a fellow voice actor, which I'll be doing voice acting on the live stream today. We're going to be recording lines live. I made a promise to myself. I'm going to do all aspects of this live.
Here, we all need to be...
So just for a recap, while I clean up this area here and move the camera, we're going to show you where we're at so far. I often repeat myself, but to repeat myself again, I don't add sound effects until later. So all you're going to hear is the voices so far. I add the sound effects later. So if it sounds a little bit quiet, like it's missing stuff, yes it is. This is all just for preview. What you do first is you record the voice lines and you match up your animation to it. Sound effects can be matched up to animation. That's easy enough. I can make a walking sound that matches the tempo of my feet, but I can't make animations that are going to match my voices. It's harder to go the other way around. It's much easier to work with the voice sample first. I mean, you can fill in and go back, but that's just that. No, it's just not how you do it. So this is what we have so far. I'm going to hit play and let it go. Then it's pronounced, yes, it's pronounced Venita. Venita. Vanita. Yeah, but he says Juanita, I think. Vanita. Alright, so this is what we got so far.
Thanks again for bringing me to work this morning, Andrew.
You're welcome, Mark. Usually Lewis opens, but our boss wanted us to both be here.
Yep, I'm becoming an essential figure around this mall.
All you do is receive orders and wash dishes.
Oh, come on!
I'm sorry, that was kind of mean.
No, the crate! This is supposed to be out back on the dock. How am I supposed to get this through the kitchen?
Yeah, how did that get in the mall? Myself, Lewis, and our boss are the only ones that have keys.
We have to get it inside, and I have to unload it into the refrigerator before the food goes bad.
This is an absurdly large crate. What's
It
in
could be
it?
better quality, though. I'm using a PS3 con, man. I do intend on upgrading this stuff this year, though.
72 hours of transportation?
Don't look at me like that.
Taxes
I just
are coming
received it. I
soon.
don't cook it.
Well, not taxes, but W-2s, I should say.
How could that shark have been in the crate?
Its vertebrae is made out of cartilage.
I'd have more money if I didn't have kids.
How is it still alive?
It said on the label, up to 72 hours of transportation.
Alright, guys, sketchiest moment possible. Here we
I
go.
keep emergency supplies for occasions like this out back. Cover me.
Hey guys, more.
This entire thing has not been moved in...
Louis, quick, close the door.
Oh, come on, Lewis. You let it
About
out.
5
We
months.
need
This is the
to
first
get that
time it's been
shark back in
moved.
the crate before people start showing up at the mall.
We have another 20 minutes or so. Better get started.
Here, we all need to be wearing life jackets. Thanks again for bringing me to work this morning, Andrew.
You're welcome, Mark. Usually Lewis opens, but our boss wanted us to both be here.
Yeah, I'm becoming an essential figure around this mall.
Alright, I'd like to just take a moment and thank
Oh,
myself that went
come on.
successful.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that was kind of mean.
Okay.
No, the crate. This is supposed to
Proceed.
be out back on the dock. How am I supposed to get this to the kitchen?
Yeah, how did that get in the mall? Myself, Lewis, and our boss are the only ones that have keys.
We
Mission
have to get
success.
it inside.
Oh, thanks, Luke. I appreciate the subscription. I like the picture, by the way. I can't quite see, but I think that's a Shelby Mustang. Or is that a Camaro? I can't tell. Picture's too small, and if I click on it now, it's going to screw up my live stream. You're from Dallas. Okay, Dallas is the name of the other one. You give me good ideas of games to stream, though. If I'm gonna play something super arcadey, that's a Camaro. Okay. I'm glad I second myself because at first, from a distance, I saw what appeared to be stripes on it, but peering in further, I can see that front stick out lip on it. So must be a '67, I'm assuming. It's always the smaller frame ones. You see, before they became giant muscle cars, they were actually small. People kind of forget that those were not the biggest things in the world. Oop, I think I just spilled a couple Legos down there. Yep, just spilled the cup. Both in the flowers. There we go. They're all arguing. Oh, sorry. I kind of forget that. I'm listening to the cartoons. I'm watching Recess right now. I like watching old cartoons while I do this. It kind of puts you in the right vibe, you know? Alright, so you can see the camera real time. Ziggy cat on the bed. What the hell am I knocking down? Oh, let me get my... 67 was a great year for fast cars to be made. I have one, but it's still in 1989. Damn, dude. Go check. Well, you subscribed. I mean, if we're talking cars, I have the German, not the Japanese. I have the Volkswagen R30. I have Volkswagen R32, I should say. And sometimes I really do regret not getting the Nissan R32 because it was straight up a coin toss of like I would have got one or the other. But I don't know. If we're talking like something that I like driving with the kids and the family, Volkswagen. Trust a Volkswagen with my life. Like I'm not putting the kids in anything else. Period. This is the end of it. Like I'll get something else for myself, but like nowadays it's just like, you know, I have my we have our collector cars here and they're already vaulted and there's just no need to get something that's just going to sit in a vault. I want something that I'm going to drive and I'm not going to care about driving and it wants to be driven and I'm not afraid to work on it. It's another thing too, people that have, you know, there is a certain line of like, you know, you're the gearhead and you grew up with it, but then there's another line of you have that car and you're kind of, there's no one else that's going to work on it. Like, forget about it. You bring your Camaro to a Chevy dealership. Like, I mean, everybody in the world's going to work on those because it's easy enough. But like, you start getting old German cars for some reason. You're only going to go to like the select family groups and like these old heads that are going to be able to work on it. But a guy my age, most of the time, is going to go, I'm not touching something from the 80s. Most of the time, they're too scared. They don't know what the hell they're doing. All right, so welcome to the mini world, huh? The miniverse. Isn't that cool? I'll move the camera closer so you can kind of get a better idea. But it really brings it down to scale. What's up? Hey, there's lots of people who have amazing vehicles. I really appreciate the love comment. I like Ford and Chevy. Word. I mean, I like everything. There's something from everything that I like, and then there's something from everything that sucks. Volkswagen makes a lot of shitty things. A lot of shitty things. Most of everything past 2008 is crap, in my opinion. And there you go. I said it live. If anything, Ford's coming the other direction. Ford's coming back, in my opinion. But you know they took all that racing tech from Aston Martin. There you go. Yeah, we've got a couple C10s. I forget what the Dodge version is of it, but we have a couple of trucks kicking around. I got a K15. I got a K15 kicking around. That it's nice to just have it around. It's completely freaking beaten to garbage, but it's just nice to have it. Blazer. There's a Blazer, but that thing unfortunately was a plow truck, so forget it. It's toast. But it works. I try not to like go ahead and show all the vehicles. I've already shown the Trans Am and the Peterbilt. Not that I own the freaking either of them. Yeah, let's move this in a little bit. Word. You have two Trans Ams? Damn, dude, that's a flex right there. That's a flex. What's the bigger of the engines? I should know the vehicle better, but I've only ever worked on the brakes. It's not officially. Here, make sure you have subscribers on. I'm screenshotting you now. So I'm making sure to subscribe back to you. I subscribe back to anybody that's got subscribers on. Comment can tell you. That's the only way I can tell if you are subscribed. You have to have subscribers on. If you're afraid of privacy on the internet, why are you commenting on live streams? 3 Novas? Damn, dude. Novas is where it's at. You know what got me into Novas? AMCs. AMCs got me into Novas. I didn't actually like Novas until AMCs. Those are something special. You don't see any of those anymore. Those are awesome. Damn. See, this is why you're on the internet, because then you get to have conversations with like minds. You start feeding your own algorithm. This is how you find folks like me, Luke. That's how it works. You gotta go and feed your algorithm. You gotta tell things, no, I don't want to see this. Yes, I want to see this. Damn, just been chatting this whole time. We did move the set around, which is a big deal. That's a pretty big deal that the set got moved around.
For 20 minutes or so. Better get started.
Better get started. Yep, that's right. Okay, so we need to pay attention where the camera angle's at, folks. So last the camera angle was at, and I'll move it for real time, just a reference. Camera angle's facing this way. So which means this entire corner up here, you can see things, but you can't see anything over here. So that is the illusion that we will play with. We're going to use that corner. Sorry, that's on audio. We're going to use that corner to enter 2 more characters into the scene. I see the comment. I'm just putting the camera down. This involves a high level of OCD. Not that I think I have that, but everybody has a certain amount of everything. Okay, so now that I'm looking at that, that's kind of crappy how that reflects off of that. I'm going to have to try to find a different angle, because that looks like crap. That's not too bad if I put it over here. Okay, that's not too bad. Try to zoom that out a little bit. Now, the reason I use different colors on the top of the set is so that I know where the camera is. It helps out when you look at the transition and you go, oh, okay, there's the white wall, and not the blue wall. So that lets me know that my camera's up just a little bit too high and I gotta move it back down. There is some rhyme and reason to all the different colors and to the different, like on this wall here, how I have these green lines. The reason those are there is so I know where my camera's at. I know that if I'm above that, if I see that third green line there, forget about it. It's probably gonna look dumb. It's not really gonna look believable. Speaking of look believable, this cord is being a pain. So got some mount downs. Oh, here, let me go back here. My first street race loss was to a '68 Nova with a supercharger. Damn, that's a good car to lose to. You can't be mad about that. That's some online getting killed by a better player thing. ADHD. Oh, ADHD 80. Are you referencing to ADH? But I'm thinking of what's it? Dogman. Yeah, Dogman and was it Dogman Catboy? Sorry, that's a character in that book. I have a 6-year-old. Those are all on his bookshelf out in the play area. The recreational room, I like to call it. I know I talked about this the other day, but I was watching live streams, and there was some guy in India giving a bath to an elephant in a barn. Yeah, give that a like real quick. I would like to see more of that. I would very much enjoy seeing more live streams of people giving elephants a bath. You think your live stream's cool, you got, oh, we're giving away a Miata. Oh, the next subscriber, I will do a special dance for. And then you go to somebody's live stream where he's washing an elephant. You don't need words. You don't need words. I mean, you got your car meet live streams and such. Nah, man, that's a flex. You're washing an elephant. Like the only thing that might be comparable is there's a Russian lady. If you just type in like Russian lady and her panther or something, I forget what her name is. She doesn't do live streams, but straight up, she's got a pet black panther. She's got a loaded weapon in her house. I mean, I've got a loaded weapon in my house, but he's not like he's compact. He's a compact loaded weapon. That's the Tuxedo Panther. Like straight up, if he did want to go for like the full Monty on me, it would be a battle. But at the end of the day, he's micro-sized. You need to watch Starbrick Studios. Have you seen his soccer videos? He does full stadiums of soccer and has all the characters moving, and he matches it up to real-time soccer clips. Like, do you get what I'm doing as Child's Play? Having to have more than 20 different characters and then having to match it up frame by frame to something real on a table, man, that's I gotta start asking him what he does for a living, because I wrench on John Deere's. I don't know what he does for a living, but I'm assuming it's something involving programming. Okay, so legit. Come on, let's get back on subject. So we're gonna have our characters enter the scene, and we're making sure that they enter the scene through an area that's not been shown on the camera. Otherwise, that's gonna look dumb. If I choose the other side and go up on the right and not the left, that is where I showed the camera last. That's going to look dumb if they just appear from the area that we were just looking at. Where'd they come from? We were just looking at that. Why weren't they there a second ago? We got to turn the camera to the other area to give the perception that they've now entered the scene through somewhere different. Even though, as you can see, there's no doors or anything, but you don't know that. You're not standing over this set looking at it. It's just an illusion of cartoon effect. They've entered the scene. That's all you really need to know. Your squirrel brain is going to accept it. My squirrel brain accepts it, so others will too. It's not going to look like they just fell from the sky, and that's all we're going for. Now, as you can see, I'm working with Mega Bloks in this case, not Legos, and Mega Bloks are terrible. They're very hard to work with. Their legs don't work correctly. Oh, there's my my number one fan there that I can't even say her own name because she has such complicated usernames and multiple accounts, I should say. I'm a mechanic and a bushcraft elder. I gotta type in on Google bushcraft elder. Very impressive, sir. Obviously a mechanic. I didn't question that. With your knowledge of cars, didn't question that at all. Squirrel. Yeah, that's what I call it. Squirrel. That's what I call it. Like with my shorts, I try to specifically make shorts in the interest of, like, if I lose interest in it within a couple of seconds, no one's gonna have any interest in it. It seems to work pretty well for me. About to make some Pokemon-inspired curry for dinner, tuning in while I cook. Ooh. That would explain the cartoon smell wafting down the stairs, she says. Let me see here. So that gives me, how much time do I have here? Okay, so I got about an hour and a half of this. Good. Okay, as you can see, everybody's wearing their life jackets. Where the hell did I just drop the other character? Just been fading and talking to you guys. Meow, where did I put the other character? Okay, this is why we have assigned locations for things. I was just screwing around with Andrew a second ago. Where did I put him? I mean, he's not in the scene, but obviously he's kind of important because I need him. Not going to panic about it right now. I'll find him later. I must have just put him down at some point, and I just can't see him because I'm wearing my glasses. It's better to just focus and move on. I didn't move him back there before I started animating, did I? No. Okay, so he must just be on the ground. I must have just screwed up at some point and dropped him. I know I put the life jackets in all three of them, and this is actually handy to have it on live stream, because now if you're actually forgetting something, I can go back and watch it and see where the hell I dropped it, rather than having to just turn all the lights on and figure it out later. Anyway, we'll focus on what we're doing and we'll get back to it. If I have to log off the live stream to find a Lego character, that's just the nature of what you're doing. Okay, so I took a sip of Coca-Cola. Forgive me. Here comes the OCD of obsession. Where the hell did I drop the little character? Alright, is he down here? Ah! I knew it. Ah! Covered in cat hair as usual. Zeke. Now we can go back and we can focus. Yep, it's the same. It's the same thing as a mechanic. It's the same thing as a mechanic. I've got my whole table set out. Got all the bolts I took out of it. I counted 8 bolts that I took out of the transmission case. I took 8 bolts out of the transmission case, and I go back, and there's the paper towel with 7 bolts sitting on it. And you just... No, I put them there. I counted them there. Then you go and look at your phone, because it's 2026 now. Zeke said it wasn't him. Wasn't him. Caught me with my fluffy cat tail. Wasn't him. Got me meowing on the cat bed. Wasn't him. He even caught me in the cat door. Wasn't him. They saw me meowing on a tower. Wasn't him. All right, so a second of animation is pretty quick, and 2 seconds of animation is a little drawn out. So I don't quite know how much I want to work with this for a clip. I think I might try to meet in the middle, and I think I'm going to do about 1.5 seconds in terms of framing. And that should be appropriate, that you're going to get the concept that new characters have entered the frame. Let's get to work. Make sure to check the comments one last time. Here, I'm going to zoom this out a bit so you can see me. That happens all the time. Yes, it does. See, I'm not kidding. I will take pictures. Like, I'll put all the bolts down, and I'll have them nice and organized on a nice tray, and I'll take a quick picture just before I start cleaning all the housings and the casings. If I got to put gasket sealant on something or whatever, I'll take a picture of it. And I'll go back, and there's always going to be one bolt missing or something. Every time. It never fails. Never fails. Okay, Ziki, please don't freak out because I'm moving the camera stand. It's okay. Don't move. It's okay, kitty. Stay where you are. Stay where you are. You know how cats are. One out-of-place movement, and he goes flying. Oh, I'm a cat! And goes running full speed. Okay. He did not react. He's fine. He did not leave his bed. Perfect. Forgive me real quick. I'm just going to run upstairs real quick. And by upstairs, I meant to the laundry room. Hey, welcome back, Pranny. Pranay? Am I saying that right, Pranay? This is going to be a running theme with us. It's not real life where I can hear you pronunciate. Pronounce. Appreciate seeing familiar faces. Faces that are not printed on plastic. We've been talking about cars and video games and all sorts of stuff. Stray cat strut. That's funny that you mentioned that. I've used that in one of the shorts. Yeah, I try. I try not to chase myself as well. Right. I really do need to get into the clips here. Now, as I said, I'm working with not Legos here. These two are Mega Blocks. The one with the blue arms, and I'm not moving him from where he's standing, so I'm sorry you can't see him, is called Miguel Block. That's his name. I have a character that is a Mega Block. Everybody be sure to hit the... Oh, I love when people do that. Dude, I do that all the time. I was watching King... I think his name's King Julian. He plays video games like I do. He just puts a phone in front of the TV. I have a projector, but he puts it in front of the TV, and he plays... old NFL games in Mortal Kombat. He had 58 people watching him, and he only had 4 likes. What the heck? That's lame. Y'all being stingy with the likes. I said it in the comments. Lame. Y'all being stingy with the likes. 58 people watching and only 3 likes. Lame. Lame. Get him. Get him. I try to make sure that I do understand you're going to get a glare from the lights and it's going to annoy the heck out of you. I'm an epileptic, so I don't like shining lights in people's eyes. So, obviously that is kind of annoying. I get that. So if it's bothering people, please let me know. See you later, Luke. Good meeting you. I'm happy to have you aboard. I'll be seeing you around. That's how it works. I'm not like other live streamers that I beg you to stay here or I'm asking for anything. I just appreciate like minds and a community, and well, the only time I get out of the house with is with the kids, so these are my familiar faces. All around me are familiar faces. They're made out of plastic and they can't stand up because they're cheap. He fell down all on his own. This is going to be a fun set. I'm just going to knock this out quick. I hate working with the Mega Blocks because they just don't pose like Legos do. Okay, 1, 2. Cat hair. Oh, and the Mega Block's head fell off. These things are terrible. It's a fun joke that I like in my series. I don't think other Lego. I've never seen other Lego animators in like an actual series use Mega Blocks, and I like the whole spoof of they acknowledge that these exist. You are inferior and you exist in our world and we don't like it. Mega Block crap. Cheap, inferior product. Ugh. Like, you can't even knock Lego. I've said it so many times. All of the Legos that my mom bought when she should have been paying bills are now in my son's Lego collection, and I'm still playing with them to this day. Here they are. My mom bought those. I ain't gonna front like that. Hell, she bought these Mega Blocks. I ain't gonna front like that. I've just had them forever. You're gonna ask where my collection came from. Like, I only really recently started buying Legos. Because my son can build them now, so he's starting to get his own sets for his birthdays and Christmases and suches. But of course, I have bought Legos to fill this in. We're spoiled, and we're next to a local Lego store. Oh, here we go. Lots of comments coming back. So Luke left. Luke seems like, hey, everybody that comments in here is good people. Yes, that's exactly what it is. That's the whole point. Thank you. I specifically put up the Hot Wheels and the such to kind of give it a, there's things here. I would turn this light on. This says property of Vault-Tec, but the blue light messes with the light down here, so I can't turn it on. Kind of didn't really think that through when I hung it up. I will, if I'm chilling in here, I was using this for the video game room for a while, but then we put the projector out there, so that changed things. They actually don't, I'm sure you know this, but they don't actually make the Generation 4 Hot Wheels Volkswagens, and they don't make an R32 Volkswagen in the Hot Wheels. The closest you can get is this one, is the closest to the R32 you can get, which is, sucks. But yeah, that's the whole point of Miguel. He exists to hate him. You all remember when cartoons used to like handle real social situations and talk about things? I'm listening to Recess. I have the laptop next to me. And in this episode, one of the characters tells the other character that he actually has feelings for her. And like it messes with the whole social network thing. And it's not like that. It's more like a schoolyard crush thing, but it's just really funny. I don't know. It's just it's a like I've seen other like Gumball. Gumball did a similar thing, but they didn't do it in this aspect. They did it in like a cartoony aspect. Amazing World of Gumball is a fun show. That's fun. I like Gumball. We binge watching that recently. We're on another We Bare Bears kick. I think this is the third time I've watched through that with the kids. We Bare Bears. No matter you are, it's fun to be fun. And we Bare Bears. Jump up. Let's go. We Bare Bears. My favorite bear is Ice Bear. Ice Bear is best bear. And I don't understand how Panda Bear is there, because Panda Bear is not actually a freaking bear. Pandas aren't actually. Don't get me started about pandas. I think I've expressed my dislike for pandas before. Dumbass animal. Those and koalas. Dumbass animal. Like, people be coming up on sloths. Nah, man. Sloths are some sort of superior, what's the word I'm looking for? Metabolism based mammal. Those things are actually extremely resilient creatures. A koala is dumb AF. When the break's in the crib, man, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. When the brick's trying to get at you. And when the bricks get an attitude. See, my problem is I don't want to start talking about other live streamers that I watch unless it's like a positive thing, because I want you to go to subscribe to them. Because there are live streamers that I watch that I don't want you to subscribe to them, because I'm ashamed of myself that I'm subscribed to them. But in today's modern day and era, you're not watching fake drama on TV. You're watching real drama that is put in front of you for you to consume. And, well, if you're going to put it in front of me for consumption, I am going to enjoy it. And hey, it supports you. It's not like you're not getting some sort of revenue from the subscription that I give you. It's funny to think that you just hit this meaningless button and it actually does affect people. It's kind of crazy to think someday I'm going to have 500 subscribers and then they're actually going to start giving me a, I forgot how the tiers work, but at 500 something happens, and then after that, I think you got to get to 20K. They recently actually just sent me an email about it. There was like, congratulations, you're on your way to 500. Here's a couple of things that we can suggest you do. And I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself on the rest of that, because what I suggest you do is you appreciate that there's someone on here giving you free content, and that's where I'm going to leave it. The only other platform that I'm on is called Newgrounds, and I do pay monthly for that, unfortunately, but it's really cheap because I'm a high-ranking member. The higher you get up at a certain point, they just, you only pay like $1 a month for it. But you have to be on there daily managing things. I'm going through 300 to 500 pieces of content every single day that people create. I grade it, possibly make comments on it. It sounds like a job. It's just a really good hobby. Because believe it or not, a lot of the stuff you see on YouTube and other websites, Newgrounds has been up since 1998. A lot of it goes through there first for filtering. And if it does good on Newgrounds, it's going to do good anywhere else. Because Newgrounds is like actually a creator-based platform where everybody on there that's grading things is on there because they're creating some sort of development. They're not just on there because they have a bleeping subscription and their parents aren't what's the word I'm looking for, diligent enough to keep their 12-year-old away from a YouTube channel, because it's starting to get kind of annoying. Like I can't disagree with that, and there's a certain amount of that that's fine, because obviously I at one point was, actually no, I can't even say I was the 12-year-old, because when YouTube came out I was already in my, I think I was 15 when YouTube came out. Because I'll show you how old I am. You do the math. Yeah, because my first videos were uploaded within like the first year or two of YouTube being out. And those are the ones that you can't see on my channel because they all got taken down because of the copyright wars in 2008. If you weren't there for that, well, it goes to show you how old I am again. As you can hear, I'm getting used to randomly ranting because I've been watching other YouTubers that do it. Again, I don't want to shout out people that I don't support in terms of giving them subscriptions. I've got 2 more frames, and 4 more frames, and I'm going to turn my head around. I'm in a roll right now, okay? Has anybody else got multiple screens going? You watching TV and then you got me going? What you watching on TV? Anything good? Okay, time to see how that hard work pays off. That looks good. A little fast, but that looks really good. They're meant to look awkward because they're Mega Bloks. I'll zoom in on that to show everybody. Thank you. I'm trying not to call you directly out, but yes, you see all the Newgrounds stuff that I go through. Yeah, I don't need to move the whole stand. I'm gonna, yeah, just for the sake of this, I'm gonna, whoop. Okay. So that's what we just got done there. Now, a little bit fast. I think I should have added 1 extra frame to slow them down, but it looks good. Looks really good. I'm happy with that. I didn't bump the camera at any point, so as you can see up in the top left, bottoms, corners, nothing moves. The flower stays in frame the whole time. There's no wiggle because I didn't bump the camera at any point. Everything stayed still. Character's foot movement, I know it doesn't reflect too well, but I can see pretty clear. Looks like they're stepping. The analogy I always will use, it's a big difference between this and this. Big difference. If they were just moving across, they'd look like they were possessed. You know, that's creepy. Now, they're stepping, they're walking. Now, we got some good hand movement, and that's about as good as you're going to get with these janky AF Mega Bloks. Everybody will give you some more of the cat, because that's all anyone's here for is the cat. There he is. Promise me when you get going, you'll let me be cameraman or something? Yes, of course. Come to the live meets. Well, sorry, I didn't mean live meets. There's there's a decent. I'll announce when it comes out, but there's a couple of good events that I go to. They haven't announced them yet this year. I'm gonna be live streaming at them, like I did last year. I live streamed at Wolf's Guard, and actually that's when I got a lot of subscribers. I got about 35 subscribers from that weekend when I was live streaming that, and I can't wait to start doing live stream events like that because as you would so put it, Con man, my car says it best. I go to events, okay? I've mentioned this before, but I can't. There's people that are photographers, and there are people that are really good at that, and there are people that take pictures, and this and that and the other, but I can't stand people that like show up in, you know, like a minivan and they're live streaming and they're clowning on people's cars, you know what I mean? It's a different thing if you're going there to the event because it's an event and you showed up to live stream it because that's your channel and you're doing it. Word, dude. That's why we here. Have a blast. But when you're like, oh, look at this thing, blah, 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 blah. Look at this box, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just being good with my language on these subjects. And you showed up in a minivan or a Honda CRV that doesn't even have speakers in it. Like you just a nuisance, and you will be shortly escorted out of this event within a couple of meets. You know, now that I'm looking at that, am I wigging or did that move, or is it just the light? Yeah, unfortunately, that lamp moves a little bit, but I don't care. I'm not being a perfectionist. Yeah, it's not worth going back and doing it. We're not at the level where we're going to scream about it. You got to respect everyone regardless of anything. I agree with that. And there's no better way to say it than to just flex, so I'm just going to say it. It's much easier to go to a car meet and hop out and start live streaming when you show up with something that people are going out of their way to go take pictures of. Our other commenter there has seen it personally. We will show up and, you know, the people that know what that car is and haven't seen us at meets before immediately are whoop, right over, taking pictures, and, you know, I don't care. It's just a Volkswagen. I pop the hood, I open the doors. Check it out. I know what it is. I know some of y'all have never seen one. I know some of you are freaking out about it. Yeah, man, I freaked out about it too when I first had the opportunity to buy it. What can I say? It's not a bleeping McLaren. It's not a Porsche 918. It's not a Ferrari F 428. It's not a Spider. It's not a Lotus Elise. If you're going to ask me what my dream car is, Lotus Elise. Though I'm sorry, it doesn't have a big enough engine. I'm not hating on the car, but my Volkswagen has more has more horsepower than the freaking Lotus Elise, and I can get more power out of that thing than a Lotus Elise. You'd have to take the engine out of the Lotus Elise and put something else in it. The 3.2 in the R32 is a damn Corvette killer. Everybody knows that. If I want to put some money in it, I don't want to put money in it because it's for the kids to go to car meets and have fun in. And it's meant to be something that it's fast enough the way that it is. It doesn't need to be any faster. I have all-wheel drive, and I have fucking shy of 280 horsepower in the damn thing. Like, just shut up. It's fine. And that's without cracking the block on those. If you want to crack the block on those and start getting crazy with it, forget about it. I know people that build monsters out of those things. Not to shout them out, but they blow them up. And that's why we don't do anything. We just leave it happy, and we just mess around with the suspension because Volkswagen made it soft. It's too squishy. It needed to be stiffer. But that's the same thing that can be said about the Nissan platform. The Nissan platform, everybody makes those things stiff as rocks instantly. You know, what's the first thing you do when you get a Skyline coilovers? Same thing. Why? Because it's not fun the way that it is. If anyone wants to say it's fine the way that it is, okay, yeah, I mean, get one and then get into that community and then have the other ones that are modded out, that are faster, flex on you, and then, then come back at me. Because I have that happen all the time. I go to, the official Wolfsguard thing, and I gotta tell you, there's people that build those cars, and they make scary, scary creations, and, I look at my car and then I go, yep, no, that's the average backyard owner vehicle right here. I can tell immediately being parked amongst these other vehicles that I'm just the dude that takes care of this thing, and I've gotten lucky and nobody has effed it up on me, and I haven't effed it up on myself. And then, there's guys that they brought their car in on a trailer. I've brought my car in on a trailer once, but that was because I didn't have the right tires on it for that event. That was the only time I've done that. Now, from here on out, I just have the truck follow me, and I just bring extra wheels because it's just easier to have two vehicles. It's so much easier to bring two vehicles. In worst case, if you have a truck, it's cheaper to rent a trailer and bring it back, and depending on how far you're out, than it is to hire a tow man. So you can see I'm just kind of rambling and I'm looking at the set, but I do have some purpose to this. I'm trying to kind of get an idea, as I mentioned earlier. Hopefully it reflects on the camera. There's those 3 green lines. I know that my camera can't be above this 3rd green line. I can't see that green line if I'm filming, because it will show the top of this wall, and then it'll lose the effect of you're in a contained area. I really like this pillar over here. I want to show that, but I don't want to show this trim on the side here because it kind of looks weird. So I think I'm gonna that's a pretty good spot right there. That's a pretty decent spot. Okay, I really like that. That looks pretty good in terms of placement. Now it doesn't quite reflect, but I have certain little spots where I am able to mount pieces to lock in camera pieces. So now I have that so that the cord's running through this wall and it's clipped in place. So it's not going to move, or is less likely to move. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm trolling the hell out of people in live streams, but I'm doing it silently. And depending on how good your content is in terms of trolling, is if I'm going to unfollow you or not. Because if I see something and it's pathetic, I'm going to go to those top 3 little dots on the top right, and I'm going to hit unfollow user or something, and so that they don't pop up in my feed ever again and I never see that person. Because whatever that person's doing is either I don't want to watch it or it's talentless. Most of the cases, it's talentless. And then you just get really creepy crap, because you will be flipping through and then you'll get somebody wearing like a Slipknot mask talking about some subjects that I don't want to talk about, and I'm just like, this is not good stuff that kids need to be scrolling through. Because here I am, and you're a kid and you're scrolling through and you get me making Legos and I'm washing my mouth. Cool, nice. Scroll through next. You're gonna see some titties. Scroll through next. I don't know what else you're gonna see after that, but we're gonna be layman's terms with the content. And then there are just some people that you can see that they have problems, and then, well, you're entertained by their problems, and you're going to watch the train wreck. And well, you're gonna put yourself out there for the world. I'm putting myself out here for the world because other people have inspired me to do so, and I will say it again, and I'm going to repeat it numerous times. The theme of this channel is live streaming whatever I would be doing regardless. Heck, I might go on later and play Evil Within 2, because one of my subscribers, which I'm hoping you're a subscriber, Maria, said that she likes scary games, and I went, yes, cool, because I've been streaming scary games. And I've been specifically doing that because every time I stream Fortnite, I get 12 and 8-year-olds in my chat asking to play. Shout out to Carlos, though. You're good. Carlos is fine. He was the first one that I was like, you know what, I'll do this with, because I was just like, I'm just going to squash this right now. And, I'm playing with what I'm assuming is an 8-year-old, and he's just better at it than me. Like, yo, you're cool. But like that's kind of where I'm drawing the line. I'll use my other account at this point. I have a private account for playing with not advertising that I play Fortnite on the internet, because you need to be smart about that. Otherwise, you're just going to end up with a bunch of 12 and 8-year-olds in your game, in your lobby. If I wanted to play with a 6-year-old and a 10-year-old, I would go upstairs. Okay. So we're going to be setting up the scene. Now I gotta tell you, I wasn't planning for this this do-rag incident with Lewis's head here. I didn't realize that the do-rag was not going to fit on his head. If I spin it around backwards, it won't fit with the life jacket. So, ow. So we're just going to deal with it. You can hear Zeke licking himself. His powerful, powerful licks. That looks hilarious. Hey Luke, welcome back. We've just been ranting and pushing bricks. Here, just because you're back, I will stop and do a special guest appearance. There we go, special guest appearance. All anyone wants is a cat. Psst. So if you hear a very strange lapping sound in the background, here's your answer for what the lapping sound is. Anyway, we're going to give him some privacy. As you can see, he's giving himself a bath, so we'll give him some privacy. Yeah, just for the sake of reviewing, I was just about to start shooting the next frame, so I'll show you what we accomplished last set. This is what we got last time. Now, I know this is a distance away, but their feet are moving. They're a little fast. I kind of want to go back and do it again, but it's fine. We're going to ship it. Yes. Yes. I am an avid barn cat. Okay? I will have to go back to it. Okay, this boy is an outside cat. This is Fluff Force 1 right here. This cat has killed more rabbits than I have fingers and toes. Okay? This mofo will catch you 2 to 3 chipmunks a week at peak season. There is no mice in this house. If there are mice in this house, that cat doesn't get fed. And that's how you teach them. You teach them when they're young. I'd zoom in on him, but he actually has got some boo-boos on him. he got a chunk taken out of him a couple of weeks ago. We think a actually not weeks ago, a couple months ago. We think a bobcat might have got a hold of him, and just because he's a big kitty, he managed to get away. Thankfully. Yeah, cats kill snakes, dude. He's never brought me a snake. I mean, cats will catch birds and stuff, but yeah, cats will kill snakes. Cats are faster than snakes in terms of reaction time, in terms of their paw and ability to move faster. A cat has a faster reaction time than a snake does in terms of its venom bite. You can look that up. That's straight fact. All right. I'm pretty good with my animal facts. That's where my 6-year-old gets it from. I like sharks. I'm big on sharks. I could talk your ear off about sharks. Honestly, the whole reason we got bobcats biting house cats is because there's no flipping place for them to go, and they're starting to get into the coyote aspect where they're not getting scared of coming around anymore. They used to be a little more timid, but we're starting to get them around the area too. Everything's running from up north coming down because, well, people are building up north and pushing them freaking down. There's more food in our trash than there is in their woods, so they're going to go to our trash cans. It's our own damn fault. And we kept killing all the damn predators. Optimus Prime has faster reaction time than any of them. Well, I mean, I can't argue with that, Luke. There's nothing else. Ruh-roh! Yeah, cool. Are you watching my shorts? Because I said that the other night in one of my shorts. That's funny. Yeah, cats will kill anything that they can get their damn hands on if they're in the mood to do it. If there's a mountain cat, yeah, cats will kill anything that they get their freaking paws on, man. I think, what is it? Something like over 300 species of animals are extinct because of cats. I don't know what a chicken snake is off the top of my head. Are those venomous? But damn, 14 foot? I'm reading that correctly, yeah? 14 and a half feet. Yeah, that's some terror right there. That's multiple women on the neighborhood screaming type stuff. I mean, my thing would be if it's venomous, and I would assume that's not. I know this isn't a word, but I would assume that's not pythonic, where it would try to tangle itself around you. Though any snake would try to do that. I would assume that would be something that all you'd have to do is get its head blocked, and then you just pick it up by the back with some sort of a cane and scoop the bitch out. But that's still 14 feet. So how heavy is that? Is that like what are we talking, like a 50-pound snake? There was a rattlesnake. Now, see, no, that's different. That's different. Yeah, shoot it with the 12 gauge. And don't know. Yep. Shoot it with the 12 gauge. If I see a coyote going at my cat, shoot it with the 12 gauge. I'm with you. Though I'm gonna have a little pea shooter. I might grab the BB gun first, to be honest. But not with a rattlesnake. That's different. That'll kill somebody. The coyote, you just gotta get it out of there. And the only reason I'm not gonna kill it is because I don't want to have to deal with digging a hole for a flipping coyote. Digging a hole for like a bat, yeah, fine. If a bat's in my house, unless it's gonna fly out, it's gonna get taken care of by Fluff Force 1 over there. Will catch it out of the air. There's a bat in the house, and I couldn't catch it, and I just said forget it, and I locked the cat door, and at one point it flew down, and I was sitting across the room, and it flew down from the curtains, and Fluff Force 1 there. He was a little bit younger. He was only like 7 at that time. But he jumped right up off the ground, full up in the air, and caught it midair, and you know what I mean? Like, got it midair. He's got his shots and stuff, don't worry. He goes to the vet every year and gets his shots. I'm not hearing it from any of those animal abusers. He's gonna get sick. He goes to the vet, he gets his shots. I spend freaking $300 to $500 a year on pumping chemicals into an animal. Personally, I don't think it helps. Actually, I think it killed one of my cats, but, you know, I don't use collars on him because I had one cat that got a massive infection from that one time and died, so I don't use collars. Unless they're going to be like cloth collars or something. Oh, hi, Ekamons. Hi. Hi. I know you don't want me to pick you up, but you want attention. Come here. It's okay. It's okay. I'm only going to pick you up a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Yeah. No. Oh, I tried, guys. I tried. I'll kill a spider if it's in my bed, but I'm with you. I'll try to do my best. But there are certain animals, like a rattlesnake, that's poisonous. There's nothing you can do about it. Plus, I'm not knowing details, but I'm assuming if you're where there's rattlesnakes, you probably have some sort of farm animals or something, and then there's no choice. You have to kill it because the rattlesnake is around because it's probably breeding somewhere, and there's going to be more rattlesnakes, and then they're going to kill your livestock. So you have no choice. If there's one rattlesnake, you have to kill it so that the baby ones die, and then they're not going to be around there anymore to kill your livestock. Because they will kill your livestock. Your damn chicken comes across it, now you're not going to have any chickens anymore. Now, I am going to be recording lines live. I don't know if I should do this before the scene or after the scene. Wow, that's actually really loud. I didn't realize how loud that was. Yeah, alright, so I'm going to record lines before I do anything. So we're going to do some live line recording, folks. I don't have a script, I have the lines memorized. Doing a test. Test. Am I sitting too close to the mic? Am I sitting too far from the mic? Is the mic sitting still? Now I have to listen to my own voice. Test. Am I sitting too close to the mic? Am I sitting too far from the mic? Too close. Is the mic sitting still? Test. Am I sitting? Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I am going to put the spear in Mark's hand. You really gotta get in the correct headspace when you start doing voices.
Thanks again for bringing me to work this morning, Andrew.
You're welcome, Mark. Usually Lewis opens, but our boss wanted us to both be here.
Yeah, I'm becoming an essential figure around this mall.
All you do is receive orders and wash dishes.
Oh, come on!
Yeah, I'm sorry, that was kind of mean.
No, the crate! This is supposed to be out back on the dock. How am I supposed to get this through the kitchen?
Yeah, how did that get in the mall? Myself, Lewis, and our boss are the only ones that have keys.
We have to get it inside, and I have to unload it into the refrigerator before the food goes bad.
This is an absurdly large crate. What's in it?
Is there a label on your side?
Quantity 1 shark. Good for up to 72 hours of transportation?
Don't look at me like that. I just received it. I don't cook it.
How could that shark have been in the crate?
Its vertebrae is made out of cartilage.
How is it still alive?
It said on the label, up to 72 hours of transportation.
We have to get it back in the crate and get it out of here.
I keep emergency supplies for occasions like this out back. Cover me.
Hey guys, morning. Oh,
Lewis, quick, close the door.
Oh, come on, Lewis. You let it out?
We need to get that shark back in the crate before people start showing up at the mall.
we have another 20 minutes or so. Better get started.
Here, we all need to be wearing life jackets.
Okay, and then it shows them walk it in. Okay. How do you expect to get this shark back in the crate?
How do you expect to get this shark back in the crate?
Okay, we're getting the vibes. We're getting vibes. How do you expect to get that shark back in the crate?
How do you expect to get that shark back in the crate? How do you expect to get that shark back in the crate?
Too much H. How do you expect to get that shark back in the crate? That was too casual. The urgency. There's urgency to the situation. The shark is on a timeline. We got 20 minutes to get a shark back in the crate. How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate?
How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate? How?
The problem with Andrew's voice is I'm taking it down like this, so the H's are a little bit. I'm gonna get the H out of it. How do you? Nope, terrible. Try it again. How do you expect to get that shark back in the crate? Yeah, it was close.
How do you expect to get that shark back in the crate?
We're almost there. We're almost there. How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate?
How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate? How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate? How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate? How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate?
I'm close. How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate?
How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate? How do you?
That was a little hoppy. How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate?
How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate?
That's it. We got it.
How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate? How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate? How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate?
Urgency, good pause. I'm gonna have to deal with a, but that's a problem with just that character. That character has a lot of H in that voice. I can't
How
get rid
do
of
you
it.
expect?
It's not like this where I'm doing Lewis's voice.
Andrew's voice is a bit high pitched. I call Andrew my customer service voice. Thank you for calling 1-800 customer support. My name is Andrew. How can I help you? How's the shark going to fit in the crate? Now, I agree with that, con man, but we've already made jokes persisting that the shark does fit in the crate because the shark's vertebrae is made out of cartilage. We have already touched upon that joke. That joke has already been made. We're not going to make the same joke 3 times all over 3 times. You have dyslexia? Okay, I'm reading this. One time I was camping and a coyote came in my cabin and tried to attack me. So I went outside and let it chase me. I cut it off and grabbed it by its tail and threw it behind me. Very nice. Well, I mean, it's going in your cabin for food. That's obviously a sick coyote. It's like a raccoon. If a raccoon's going in your house, that's a sick raccoon. You need to kill the raccoon. Same thing with a coyote. There's a coyote that should be going in your house for any damn reason.
How do you expect?
All right, so I hate that the camera faces me like this because then, yeah, it's double vision.
How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate? How do you expect to get the shark?
Get me alongside it. I'll do the rest. Oops. See, I just hit the wrong button. You enjoy that? I just hit the frame button rather than the voice button. That was terrible anyway, but we're going to have to listen to it a couple of times and figure out where we need to go with it. Steer me alongside it. I'll take care of the rest.
Steer me alongside it. I'll take care of the rest. Steer me alongside it.
Nope, that don't sound right. Get me alongside it, and I'll take care of the rest.
Get me along.
Nope. Did you hear the breath before it? Messed up. Get me alongside it. I'll do the rest.
Get me alongside it. I'll do the rest. Get me alongside it. I'll do the rest.
We're getting close. Now, we can also make a joke. I don't want to get too specific with it because I don't want to encourage animal violence. Because I could say something like, I'll fillet it or I'll stick it. But I don't want to encourage violence against sharks.
How do you expect to get the shark back in...
Get me alongside it. I'll take care of the rest. I think we're close with that one.
Get me alongside it. I'll take care of the rest. Get me alongside.
Yep, we're close with that one. Now, as you can hear, my squeaky AF chair was caught on that, so we're going to pull the squeaky AF chair back. Get me alongside it. I'll do the rest.
Get me alongside.
Get me alongside it. I'll do the rest.
Get me alongside it. I'll do the rest. Get me alongside
close.
it. I'll do the rest.
How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate?
Get me alongside it. I'll do the rest. Get me alongside it. I'll do the rest.
I'm going to keep that audio, but I'm going to try it at least one or two more times, but I think that's our
Get me
winner.
alongside it. I'll do the rest.
Get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest.
Get me
That
along.
was terrible. Get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest.
Get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest.
That's not bad.
Get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest. Get me alongside it. I'll do the rest. Get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest. Get me alongside it. I'll do the rest. Get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest. Get me alongside it. I'll do the rest.
How do
I'll keep that. Just get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest.
Just get me alongside it.
No, that was rest. Gotta step back. Gotta step back. Mark's voice is much louder. Gotta step back.
Get me alongside.
Get me along. No, I want to say just. I think just sounds good. Just get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest.
Just get me alongside.
Nope, terrible. Where am I getting that echo from?
Get me alongside it. I'll.
Just get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest.
Just get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest. Just get me alongside it,
Oh,
and I'll
that's
do the
not
rest.
bad.
Just get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest. Just get me.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Slow it down a little bit. Just get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest.
Just get me.
Oop, we got some sort of a weird audio interference. Sometimes you gotta wiggle it. Okay. Just get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest.
Just get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest. Just get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest. Just get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest. Just get me alongside it. Just get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest. Just get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest. Just get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest.
Yep.
Get me alongside it. Just get me alongside it, and just get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest. Just get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest. Just get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest. Just get me alongside it, and I'll do the rest. Get me alongside it, I'll do the rest. Get me alongside it, I'll do the rest.
Less words, the better with Mark. Okay, so all those takes, and guess what? We're going with the
Get
first
me
take.
alongside it, I'll do the rest.
Welcome to being your own director. You just made yourself do 3 extra takes that you're not going to use because the first one was
Get me
perfect.
alongside it, I'll do the rest. Get me alongside it, I'll do the rest.
Less words, the better, especially with Mark. Mark doesn't use that many, he doesn't need to get complicated with words. Now, we're going to show those two with that line from this angle, and then I'm going to switch the camera to going from facing what would be this side here, because we're going to have the characters enter from this way off camera where they just walked from the other side. You got to be spatially aware of where you are at all times. It's Shark Week. Oh, I like that. It's Shark Week. Okay, I do like that. But again, you don't want to add too much. You don't want to string it out. And that's kind of super off of. They haven't mentioned anything about Shark Week yet, but I like those. I've used I've ad-libbed stuff for because that would be a fun thing if we end up ad-libbing something on live stream. But I've ad-libbed stuff before for other creators. Like if you watch the Midas Touch from Starbrick, I ad-libbed my arms going numb because I thought that was funny. And he ended up using that take. Like I sent him, like 8 different takes, and I just ad-libbed one for fun and just, did that. But that's usually where you get the good line from, is when you're just riffing or like not thinking about it and you're just in the character and you say something. That's usually when the best voice is going to come out. I always use the example of Monsters Inc. They used one of the producers' kids for Boo, and they just followed her around with a mic, and that's how they got her voice. And she's such a memorable character because they just followed some guy's kid around with a microphone. Kitty! And she was actually playing with a kitty. They have a good documentary about that. Well, was it mockumentary? No, not mockumentary. Sorry, documentary. I might be back on later playing The Evil Within. Depends on if I can sleep tonight.
How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate?
Okay. So that's appropriate that line can just start in the scene. I would prefer a little bit of a pause in this scene, but that's as far as I can back up this raft to this wall. Now you can't see that the raft is touching the wall, and you can't see how stupidly placed it is in terms of the set. So that breaks a heck of a lot of illusion for me and allows me to play with the camera. Because if I zoom this back and you see it pressed up against the wall, why the hell would they just be pressed up against the wall like that? You just saw them out there. That looks dumb. But I'm playing with a little bit of the perception of I just changed camera angles and no one's going to notice it. I would like a little bit of a pause, but as you can hear...
How do you expect to get the shark?
That's Andrew. This is the character right here. So we're already starting with him speaking in frame, and we've already established in this episode that that's his voice. So you know that you're looking at Andrew. How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate? And by the time he's right here in the middle, you can have Mark talk. We're not going to have Lewis talk, so Lewis is facing this direction. We don't need him to talk right now. We don't need to see his face. And if he is going to talk, we can just have him turn his head and move his hand and have these two characters look at him in terms of their acknowledging that he's speaking. Okay, so as I did mention the last stream, I think I'm going to have to put a piece underneath this because this is where it's going to start getting slippery and slidey here. Let me go quickly to my little workshop box up here. I would prefer a yellow piece, but I just don't think that's going to happen, so I'm going to roll with whatever piece I find. Actually, no, I do have yellow pieces that will work. Because I'm a G. All I need is 2 of these or 3 of these, and I think I'll be all set. Do I have one more of these, or am I just gonna? Is this kind of how it's gonna be? Yeah, it's kind of how it's gonna be. All right. If I get too stuck over here, I'll turn the camera. So I have a little hanging thing here for important stuff. Will that work? Bingo! I knew I had one. Awesome. Very good. Now that is going to allow it to stay in a much more fixed position. Now we also have to acknowledge how that looks. So each time that we do this, okay, that's going to work. That is actually going to work. Now let's move this along a little bit. Now does that look dumb that it's sitting up like that on this one brick here? It does kind of look dumb. Looks like it's floating. It looks like it's hovering. I think we're stuck with it, folks. I don't think we're going to be able to use a cheat piece. I think we're going to have to just wing it. We're going to have to use pieces behind this to keep it still. Now, see, that looks a bit better. You can't see that that brick is holding it up. We want it flat on the surface. Let's go in a little chuck drawer down here. Three of these, and one of those should do it. Perfect. That should do it. So let's see what kind of camera angles we have to work with. Now, I haven't even started filming. Does this seem dumb that I'm taking this much time? Yes, it does. But I'm learning where my angles are with what I'm working with right now. So as you can see, I've put a brick behind there. But when I move this around, you can't see that that brick is there until right about there. So now I have a brick that's going to allow me to be able to keep this in a flatter, stiller area and remember where my lines are. Rather than if I don't have this, I have to remember where the line is. And I might get a little bit of wink, 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 wink effect, which I don't particularly want that. I do kind of want to look like they pushed off from the wall and then it's just kind of adrift. I do want it to look like it's actually on water because it's a flippin' cartoon, and that's the whole fun of it. Yes, the raft is rafting around on the mall floor. That's the fun. That's the funny part. That's the whole joke that I'm going for. So I think right there is going to work. I think if I put a brick right here. And what that is the controller just timed out. Okay. So if I do that here. Yeah, I want that to be a little bit further away. So right here. Make sure Andrew doesn't wiggle his way out of the seat. Okay, that looks very good. I'm happy with the whole setup there. So I can work with one brick. I can make one brick continuously go, and I'm going to have it in line with where these little hooks are on the opposite side. So each time I move the brick one space, the hook. And that's going to monitor my movement of the boat to make the boat look much stiller. I've got 3 characters sitting in there. It's going to look weird. Seth MacFarlane is a very talented person. He's one of the most talented voice actors for cartoons of this generation in terms of what we've seen him do from Cartoon Network to Fox to all of his other shows. If you're going to ask me personally, American Dad's my favorite out of the bunch, if you're going to ask me. That being said, I don't want to get started about Family Guy in the context of cartoons. It's a cartoon, it's good, but there's a reason South Park rips on them so hard, and I'll leave it at that. American Dad makes up for those shortcomings of Family Guy, in my opinion. I think that's the whole reason that show came out, because he had to kind of come. But I do love the Orwell. The Orwell is a great show. That's an awesome show, but it's a Star Trek spoof, so, you know. Low-hanging fruit, but still good. Very good. Very good. I've watched through that show several times. Actually, I've watched through that show once while I was animating. Yep. I watched through that show filming not Robot Arena, but the one prior to that.
How do you expect?
The buzzing that you hear is my laundry. I'm going to go attend to that. I'm going to leave what we have on loop, and I'll come back, okay? Yeah, Seth MacFarlane is extremely talented. I'm going to leave this on loop. I'm just going to go tend to the laundry real quick. I don't have my clock in here, and I can't tell what time it is without turning off the live stream. That's why I keep a clock when I'm doing the video games right in front of me, so I know what time it is. Yeah, my lawn. I'm down in the basement, as you know, Conman. You've watched my streams, so my laundry room's literally the other room right there. Just gonna switch the washer to the dryer.
Thanks again for bringing me to work this morning, Andrew.
You're welcome, Mark. Usually Lewis opens, but our boss wanted us to both be here.
Yeah, I'm becoming an essential figure around this mall.
All you do is receive orders and wash dishes.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that was kind of mean.
No, the crate. This is supposed to be out back on the dock. How am I supposed to get this through the kitchen?
Yeah, how did that get in the mall? Myself, Lewis, and our boss are the only ones that have keys.
We have to get it inside, and I have to unload it into the refrigerator before the food goes bad.
This is an absurdly large crate. What's in it?
Is there a label on your side?
Quantity 1 shark. Good for up to 72 hours of transportation?
Don't look at me like that. I just received it. I don't cook it.
How could that shark have been in the crate?
Its vertebrae is made out of cartilage.
How is it still alive?
It said on the label, up to 72 hours of transportation.
We have to get it back in the crate and get it out of here.
I keep emergency supplies for occasions like this out back. Cover me.
Hey guys, morning. Oh.
Lewis, quick, close the door.
Oh, come on, Lewis. You let it out?
We need to get that shark back in the crate before people start showing up at the mall.
We have another 20 minutes or so. Better get started.
Here, we all need to be wearing life jackets. Thanks again for bringing me to work this morning, Andrew.
You're welcome, Mark. Usually Lewis opens, but our boss wanted us to both be here.
Yeah, I'm becoming an essential figure around this mall.
All you do is receive orders and wash dishes.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that was kind of mean.
No, the crate. This is
I've
supposed to be
returned.
out back on the
I'm
dock.
coming back.
How am I
Here I
supposed to
am.
get this through the kitchen?
I didn't forget that I was
how
live
did that get in
streaming.
the mall? Myself, Lewis, and our boss are the only ones that have keys.
We have to get it inside.
Central Time. 5:20. So what is it, 6:30 here? Or is it 5:20 here? I go get my clock. It's almost 6:30 here. East Coast. There's Central Time, okay. I'm trying to learn this because I talk to people all over the world. I almost want to get one of those clock things that shows me different times so I know different time zones off the top of my head.
Get me alongside it. I'll do the rest.
How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate?
It sounds a lot better now that you're not listening to it 4 times in a row.
Get me alongside it. I'll do the rest.
So we're going to have that come into the scene, and then we're going to spin the camera. Cool. All right, I'm liking where this is going. I think we're going to do those 2 audio clips tonight, and then we're going to call it an evening, considering that we are about to approach the 2-hour mark. I'm 1 hour behind you. Yep, 1 hour behind me. Okay, word. Yes, you are aware that I thought you were ahead of me. I am ahead of you. Okay. I almost said where are my headphones. Almost. I almost said where are my headphones. I do that all the time with my glasses. I go through these. I've never lost a set of keys in my life, but I think these are the longest pair of glasses that I have not lost. Every other pair, forget about it. I just sit on them at some point. At some point or another, I sit on. So I have 227 to work with.
Great. How do you
Get me along.
So I think I want to run with 225 in terms of, so that would be 120 frames. So I gotta press this 120 times.
How
make
do you
this.
expect to get the shark back in the crate?
And I need this. Fun fact, I've mentioned this before. Andrew's left-handed. I always lead with Andrew's left hand. I am left-handed. All the other characters are right-handed, but I always lead with Andrew's left hand because I try to make him a lefty. Hi, Ziggy. Hi. You won't let me pick you up. Are you going to sit on my chair and take my chair? Here, I'll put my chair next to me, and then you can sit on it. How about that? How about that? I'll put the chair right here. Here's the chair. Chair. This is the cat. I know, Ziki. Come on. This is the cat. It's okay. It's okay. He's not going to do it the moment I let him go. Yep. I want attention, but I want you to lay in my bed and nap with me for hours and hours, and I want you to miss out on important things. And I want you to not pay bills and just sleep in the bed and feed me, for I am cat. War is not a game. It's not a game. I'm just quoting the show I'm watching. You're just tuning in now. I'm watching Recess, the cartoon on with a laptop on the next to me. I like watching cartoons while I do this. Puts you in the right vibe. Does the defense have anything to say before I sentence the client to a swirly? Oh, as you can hear, the cat has returned to his post on the bed. You can hear his fluff entering the chat. The fluff has entered the chat. What's up here? Yes. I'm sure Conman's figured this out by now. Thankfully, Nikki doesn't watch when I play the scary games, but the other account does, thankfully. Another perfect example of why I like to play the scary games sometimes. You can just ask Miss Finster. Got a feeling that lamp's going to be moving a heck ton in the background, and I'm going to be very upset about that decision. But we'll get there when we get there. Sometimes the extra effects and stuff that you add, well, not effects, extra props and such that you add to your set, come back and bite you. The more detail you add, the more stuff you got to worry about knocking over and touching. Oh, I can kind of get him to turn a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to get him to kind of turn and look at him. Really make it very obvious that Andrew's the talking character in this scene. Now, yes, the raft did just move, but I got that little marker brick back there. That little marker brick is my confidence, and it assures me that if this raft is flat against it, it's going to be okay. And I have the also cheating effect of this is a raft. So actually, it shouldn't be standing still. It should have a little bit of a bob, constant effect going on. So the fact that it's actually not going to be in the same exact spot every time I hit this button is actually adding an extra effect to it to make it look like it's bobbing in the water when it's not. Bum bum. Do 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 And I can take an opportunity now to cheat a little bit, and I think I'm going to move the characters. It's a hard decision if I want to move them forward or back. My instinct tells me to move them forward a little bit, that I want to bring them closer to the camera. But I think that's going to screw things up, because I want to bring the other characters into the next scene. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is. Don't risk it. Leave them where they are. You can always move it later. It's easier to move something late. It's easier to move something when you need to move it than it is to move it to add an effect because you think it's sitting too still. Because there is a certain amount of, if all the characters are sitting still and nobody's reacting, it looks dumb. That's, the word animate, bring to life. If one of the characters just looks like he's a corpse sitting on the back of the boat and his hands aren't moving every now and then and he's not kind of bobbing in the water, it doesn't add any effect to it at all. I hate this lamp. This lamp is going to wiggle a whole bunch and I'm not happy about it. Hopefully everything in the scene stays still because I did just smack that with my fingers. Now, to go back to the cartoon aspect of things, yes, Mark did just pick up a spear with no context whatsoever. I'm okay with that. It's a cartoon. He's holding a spear now. Cut away for a second and he's holding a spear? Yeah, that's all right, man. I'm okay with that. That's his character. That's in character for Mark. All right. No doubt about that. Oh, I would hope you guys talked about that. Yeah, I should look closer to you guys. Yeah, we meet people all around the world, and that's how it ends up happening. You meet people that you really like talking to and hanging out with, and that's what the live streams are for. Ever since a little time in 2020, I had a big different opinion about socializing on the internet, and then 2020 happened, and then I don't know what to tell you. Hey, Luke, welcome back. Hey, you want to see what we've done? We got one more audio cue left, and then we're going to be done for the evening, and we are approaching the 2-hour mark. We just finished this right here. This is the first time I'm watching this, so forgive the live reaction. I might throw the controller across the room for wasting 20 minutes. Let's find out. Ooh, very happy with that. Let me sit down and stare at this for the next 3 minutes to make sure that this is okay. Now, again, we have to look at every single aspect. First thing I'm looking at is the raft. Does the raft look dumb? Right off the bat, I'm very pleased with the raft. That's hilarious. Here, we'll pick this up and we'll zoom in so you guys get a better view. Flip the camera. Thank you, Carmen. You got halfway through the game, what, deadlock? We were talking about that earlier. So, yep, everything looks good. Oh, wait. I told you. Didn't I tell you that lamp? We'll deal with it. We're just going to deal with it. It almost looks like the raft hits it, so we can just kind of deal with it, you know what I mean? It looks like the raft hits it a little bit. We're going to deal with it. We're not a perfectionist. We're not making these for contests. We're making these for fun. So we're going to deal with it. But we are aware that this lamp back here is going to move. So we got to be careful of it in the future. I'm not reshooting all that. Nope, not happening. All right, so that's it without audio. Let's add the audio. Okay.
How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate? How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate? How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate? How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate? How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate? How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate? How do you
I
expect...
appreciate that. Yeah, it's no biggie, but when I get off this platform of using a PlayStation 3 to make animation, which will be this year, it's going to be a biggie. That's going to be, that whole scene now is going to be a reshoot because I smacked that with my finger, so I have to reshoot the whole thing now. We're going to go up in quality. I'm not running at that 720, whatever it is. Run up to that 1080p, and that's going to make all the difference. All right, so we have one more audio line to go, and then we are calling it an evening. We might come back and play Evil Within 2. We don't know, but for now, we're going to call it an evening after the next audio.
How do you expect to get the...
So just for the viewers, we're going to throw this all together and see how it all looks so far. So let's loop it all together, and we'll only watch the tail end of it and just have a look at what everything looks like so far. It's always good to stop and piece it all together and watch what you got so far. Make sure everything looks contextual. Make sure that your camera your camera shifts aren't nauseating or too quick. So let's just move to the end. Not the end, but later end of it. We're almost at 2-minute mark for the episode, folks. 1 minute and 48 seconds. All of this work is 1 minute and 48 seconds total of animation.
Louis, quick, close the door. Oh, come on, Louis, you let it out.
If you do see it pause like that, it's just it
Season
loading.
plays.
It's not
Fair
scaring
catches
up.
like
It just
this out back.
it does that
Cover
every
me.
now and
Hey guys, morning. What's go?
Louis, quick, close the door. Oh, come on, Louis, you let it out.
We need to get that shark back in the crate before people start showing up at the mall.
You have another 20 minutes or so. Better get started.
Here, we all need to be wearing life jackets.
How do
That
you
looks
expect
good.
to
That
get
looks
the
very
shark
good.
back in the crate?
Minutes or so. Better get started.
Here, we all need to be wearing life jackets.
So that shows the introduction of the other characters coming into the scene, and that allows me to hide the mystery of, oh, you know, they put the life jackets
We
on and
need
there's a
to get
spear.
that shark back in the crate before people start showing up at the mall.
You have another 20 minutes or so. Better get started.
Here, we all need to be wearing life jackets.
How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate?
Nice.
Get me alongside it, I'll do the rest.
So I'm going to phone in this last one. This last one's just going to be Mark wiggling his hands and turning his head because I'm going to phone in the last one. All I really am
Get me
is just
alongside it.
getting that last audio line out. There doesn't need to involve that much movement. There's nothing much to the scene besides establishing the three of them are in a raft and they're hunting a shark. And that's all we're doing. We're establishing this is what the characters are doing. There are three of them, they're in a raft, they're hunting a shark, and you can see that Mark is holding a spear. Things are about to get real.
Get me alongside it, I'll do the rest.
Get me alongside it, I'll do the rest. Okay. Mm-mm. It's going to wiggle again.
Get me alongside it, I'll do the rest. 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 Get me alongside.
Okay. Forgive my focus. I'm just watching this one more time and I'm calling it. I'm hungry. I want to go eat the rest of my food. Alright.
Started.
Here, we all need to be wearing life jackets.
How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate?
Get me alongside it, I'll do the rest.
That's looking good. It's looking very good.
Started.
Here, we all need to be wearing life jackets.
How do you expect to get the shark back in the crate?
Get me alongside it, I'll do the rest.
Very good.
Thanks
Alright.
again.
We're definitely calling it a night now. You have two PS3s. I love PS3. I think PS3 is the... Thank you, comment. I appreciate it. This stuff is super cool. Thank you, Luke. If you have a PS3, 1 second, and you want to make stop motion animation too, you need to buy... I'm getting it. I have it over here. I have one in a box. One of these. I think you can get them online for less than $30. Same price as what they were brand new. PlayStation iCreate. Now, I have no idea how you get iCreate in 2026 because I downloaded it as a free thing when the PlayStation 3 was brand new, so it came with iCreate. But I think you can buy a disc, and then, Bob's your uncle. But I will be upgrading to a different setup soon. And by soon, I mean after this episode. I'm finishing this last episode on the PS3, and I think that's going to be it. So, yeah. Appreciate the encouragement. Appreciate everybody stopping in. Luke, thanks for the new subscription. I love that I seem to make new subscribers every time I hop on. And I appreciate everyone in terms of the conversation. That's what I'm on here for. I don't like the aspect of some live streamers that don't engage with their public. It depends on what you're live streaming. If you're live streaming events or something, if you're live streaming a certain activity or something, then there is no correspondence depending on what you're live streaming. But with this is basically live action Bob Ross is how I like to view it. I want to try to be like a Bob Ross in terms of animation. Happy Little Bricks is what comment Chelsea and I was the one that came up with that. We haven't seen her in a while, but that's what we came up with, is Happy Little Bricks. Happy little trees, happy little bricks. These happy little bricks, the joy of animating. Happy Little Bricks. Okay, I'm over the 2-hour mark. Thanks, comment. And appreciate Luke. Good talking with you about the Camaros and such. 2 Trans Ams, you said. I'm paying attention. I remember these things. I'm going to hop off before... there's a curse of live streamers. The moment you say you hop off, all of a sudden there's 15, 20 people in the chat, and you got to stop immediately. So I got to hop off now before that happens. I might be back later playing scary video games. We'll find out. Thanks, everybody.